It's happening. It's happening. I'm recording. My name is Mesa, and welcome to my first tutorial. Today I'm going to be hitting you guys with a two-part look. I'll probably literally take all my shit out of its packaging so I don't have to sit here for like 5 years. Both using the same pair of horns that I bought for about $2. Wanted to do something easy. Very few products, things that you probably already have at your home. Welcome, welcome. First, we're taking a little bit of BB cream or a CC cream in the lightest shade we have. We're putting that over the higher parts of the face. We're going to put that on the cheekbones, the brow bone, and the bridge of the nose. Going to take a little bit more, maybe a lot of it more, and just do the same thing, really building up some coverage. Pulling our hair back. Going to take the lightest cream concealer that we have, and we're running that along the bridge of our nose, just patting it on there. This look is really about building shadow, so we're going to go in with highlights and contours a lot. It's a lot of back and forth blending. Together, we will get through it. Next, I'm taking the medium shade in this cream contour kit, running that along the bridge of my nose and connecting it to my nostril. I'm trying to make the bridge of my nose look a little bit wider. I notice that satyrs have a wider appearing nose, so I'm almost taking that from inside my brow, going all the way to the edge of my nostril. Using the deepest color, I deepen up my eye socket a little bit, just carving it out, helping create that base shape. I'm gonna blend those out. Make the lines just a little bit softer. Just going in and adding even more, really building depth, and blending again. Using a stippling brush and the lightest shade in this cream contour kit, well, the lightest contour shade. I'm gonna go in and take a pretty hefty amount. And we're gonna start chiseling out the cheekbones, and a little bit along the collarbone, trying to bring that color throughout so our face doesn't look patchy or like we're wearing a mask. Gonna cut out the jaw and then blend all of that together. Redampening the Beauty Blender, we go in and we blend the edges in. I like to blend down and up with the contour. Using a small packer brush, we're going back into the nose contour and really reiterating those lines, just making sure they're super deep. Making it even a little bit wider. Then I start doing this unique little brow bone. I just drew a triangle on my forehead, and then two curved lines right above the brow to recreate and simulate a new brow bone. Then blending that out, I blend that up towards the hairline, and then just deepen it up. I go back in with almost every shade in the contour kit. I want it to look very blended and very seamless, but I also want it to look very dark. I want it to have a natural drop off. Taking some of that light cream contour shade, I go back in and I apply it to the brow bone. Every contour has a highlight, and I'm just going back in and helping build up that shape. Bring the brow bone to the forefront. Taking the deepest shade in that contour kit. From the edge of my brows, I use a curved line up into my hairline. This is to create a different and unique temple. Using the same stippling brush in the lightest contour shade, I bring that up into the hairline, smoking out the forehead, kind of bringing it in and making it a little bit more narrow. Make the cheekbones look a little bit higher, make the brow bone look a little bit higher. Going in with some Coty Airspun powder, I set the highlights of my face. This is just to make sure they don't budge. I pack on a decent amount of powder, kind of baking it and letting it really sit. If you plan on wearing this look all night, a good bake will not hurt. Taking just a dollop of that CC cream, I run that along the ears, and then I start using some powders to help contour it out and set the powder from the cream contour kit. I use a brown medium transition contour shade, just a little bit warmer. And then I go into the areas that I want to be a little bit deeper, right along the temple. And I use just a little bit of the deeper tone. Same thing for the inside of the brow bone. Build some definition. This is a little bit more of a gray tone. so it helps build and sculpt. And then all I'm doing is I'm darkening that with the same contour shade. I use primarily the warmer shade in this little trio I have. Blend it out. I want it to be soft and seamless, but also have a nice shadow to it. Dusting off the bake, you notice it's pretty much almost all absorbed into the skin by now. Taking the angled side of this dual-sided brush, I go into that same warm contour shade, and I just really carve out those lines, guys. And now I'm going in and just doing the same thing a lot of back and forth motions, but it's all about blending. It's all about the blend here, guys, so we have been here for a minute, we will be here for a minute, but yeah, we're just dusting it out, making it a little bit warmer. Taking a little bit of more Coty Airspun powder, we're really carving out that cheekbone right underneath, bringing the jawbone out a little bit. And using the warm contour shade on a fluffy brush, I really smoke out the inner corner of my eye. Helps widen that nose. A little bit of the same shade down onto the collarbone before I take the angled side of that same brush and I start drawing a new waterline. Make this a little bit lower than the natural waterline. Cat-eyed on the inner corner and then curving just a little bit downwards towards the cheekbone. Using a fluffy brush, I dust that out. Blending and smoking, taking a little bit of the warmer shades and using that to drag it outwards, taking a little bit more of that gray contour shade and just really focusing it on the very base of the line to help add a little bit of dimension. And match that on the other side, smoking it out. Taking a little bit more of that Airspun powder, I dab it on the cheekbone to help bring back that highlight, make it a lot sharper. Going in off camera, I did apply a white cream paint to my inner corners and along the new waterline. I did this off camera because my eyes are so very sensitive. I'm sorry about that. Dust away the rest of the bake, and using the darkest shade in that cream kit, I help make some new smile lines, blending it into the lip. They're a little bit mischievous, so I wanted to give a little bit more of a playful look. I drag that out, and then I unleash the curls, tossing them up, dusting off any excess powder. I go in and it's time to draw in the nose. Using the darkest shade in that contour kit, I'm gonna go ahead and just draw a little curved line and draw it all the way down to the nostril. Using a black liner felt tipped pen, I did draw a line right along the septum. It's just a little square. And then I went ahead and I started filling in the brows, making them a little bit bushier, trying to make them a little bit more animalistic. However thick you can make them and rock them, I recommend. Just really helping build some shape. I take my favorite mascara. Wanted the brows to look a little bit thicker, so I went ahead and I ran that through. I have naturally really dark brows, so I can get away with it. Using these horns I got from Savers, I just attached some bobby pins through the mesh at the bottom of them and popped them in my curls, kind of hid the mesh. Put on a little flower crown I made. Got these elf ears from Savers. I was just lucky this season. They had so many things from Spirit Halloween. They were discounted more than half price. Taking some floral moss and a glue stick that I got from the dollar store, I'm just gonna apply some of this floral moss about. These creatures are very woodsy. They like living out in the wilderness, so I figured adding a little bit of greenery would help tie that all in. I'm always going to try and show you guys looks on the low, try and keep them as cheap as possible. You can use a different adhesive here, I just wanted to use something cheap and affordable and very accessible. Most people already have this kind of stuff around their house, and if you don't, a really easy trip to the store can get you some of these things. And that is the finished look. Ooh. Sorry that my background shifted, guys, but I greatly appreciate you watching. If you thought this was a fun, unique tutorial, feel free to comment or subscribe down below. Hit that like button, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!